Welcome everybody to the Big Bad Podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you everyone for joining us. I am Questionable, and I am here with my co-host Trig the Villain.
How you doing? Trig the Villain here.
And I'm trying not to screw up my audio this time because that went terribly last time.
I messed mine up.
And we added video. We're adding video. That's really awesome.
Yep, I'm right here.
Video,
We can't see each other like right now, but
yeah, we can't see each other, but
see
we have our videos and they will be linked with each other, right. So that'll be kind of cool. But yeah, no. So I wanted to get started. So this year there's actually a ton of anniversaries within gaming. There's tons. And I heard this, I think yesterday, that there were like, I don't know, I found like 20 different anniversaries in gaming. Some of like the more notable ones I found were like, The Legend of Zelda is celebrating 35 years of a further anniversary. Donkey Kong celebrating 40 years. Street Fighter 2, 30 years. Halo, 20 years. And Elder Scrolls 5, 10 years. Even Pokemon has like a 25-year anniversary. It's just insane. And honestly, there's so many more that I've written down that I have not listed. But like the amount of anniversaries this year is kind of insane. And it honestly makes me feel old, and I know you were saying that earlier.
I was saying that made me feel like old, because I'm looking at some of these games, like for example, like the Wii Sports. Like me and my brother was playing that for like a long time. We was playing that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and looking at it and saying that it came out 15 years ago, I'm like,
15 years ago.
Like,
that's
no
crazy.
Way, man. But like a lot of these titles hit home, man. That's crazy. It makes me feel a lot older. That's crazy.
And even like the games on the GameCube, like Super Smash Bros. Melee, Luigi's Mansion, Pikmin, and Animal Crossing, all of those games I have them. I have them still. I purchased them within a GameStop or a Best Buy.
I think the one with the longest anniversary, I think, is Legends of Zelda for 35 years, I believe. I'm looking at that.
No, the longest one is actually Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong? How long is Donkey Kong?
40 years.
What game?
Donkey Kong.
Cross country?
No, the original Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, original Donkey Kong.
The arcade one.
Oh my God. Wait a minute.
The original Donkey Kong.
Wait a minute.
Remember?
Oh my God, that was
machine?
A Donkey Kong game? I thought that was a freaking Mario
Donkey Kong.
game.
That was one of Nintendo's first licenses. Donkey Kong. No, during that period of time, Mario was referred to as Jumpman.
I did not know that was Donkey Kong. Forever I thought that was
that's
the first one. I'm like, why nobody talk about this Mario game? They don't ever talk about this. It's Donkey Kong. I'm like,
it's Donkey Kong. It's the original Donkey Kong.
The Donkey Kong with the drums and Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Everyone knows about those types of Donkey Kongs, but no one ever remembers the arcade machine.
That's crazy. That's amazing.
It's insane. It's insane that it's 40 years old, and like Metroid, 35 years old. It's crazy.
Sonic 30. Oh man.
Yeah, it's insane. Everything is having an anniversary this year. But speaking of things that are, it's not really speaking of things, and this is a bad segue, but I wanted to move into like a bunch of Twitch stuff that's been happening recently. Okay. It's been kind of cool to see what's been going on, but like also kind of disappointing at the same time. The Pogchamp emote got removed.
True.
And everyone's been like hysterical about it, saying like, "Oh my God, Pogchamp's removed. Oh no, Pogchamp is gone." So Twitch has tried to make amends to this because there was actually a Twitter post that said that Twitch should do every day a different Pogchamp emote. Yeah. And so how Twitch has been doing it is they've been taking any emote that is labeled Pogchamp within their system. and choosing them out of creators and randomly selecting them to be the Pogchamp emote.
That's fire.
That's
actually convenient that you said that, because I've been seeing a lot of streams like having their Pogchamp like on the screen, like in the corner, like already edited and stuff. I'm like, why is that there? So I guess like they want Twitch to use their face for it.
Yeah, they want Twitch to use them.
I seen that tweet.
However, I don't think their algorithm is actually set up correctly, because today, I thought they were going to change the Pogchamp for today. They actually reused a Pogchamp
that they already
from
used?
somebody else. Yeah, that they already used. So maybe they're looking for more Pogchamps, or I don't know exactly what's going on.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of upsetting and everything. But I actually showed you this tier list I made of all the Pogchamps earlier. I actually labeled them. I'll show it on the screen for the people who are watching this. But yeah, some of the Pogchamps that that they were using, just like they didn't really feel like a Pogchamp. I don't know. I don't know on your opinion about some of them. I don't know if you had an opinion at all.
I mean,
but
a Pogchamp is the Pogchamp. You can make the face. You can make the face, but
yeah, I actually sent you the tier list.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. I was looking at the tier list when you sent it to me the first time. I was like, these are good. Actually, I kind of like that idea because it gives like notoriety to a lot of other streamers out there. Like, it would be actually cooler if when you like hover above it, it said like Pogchamp with the Twitch's name, so you actually know who it is. Because I literally don't know any of these guys until you told me like who like one or two of them was. I'm like, oh. And one of these faces don't even look like Pogchamp. It look like he's just like,
screaming. He does look like he's screaming.
Well, yeah, there's a screaming Pog, but there's also another one just like, man, is that Pog? Pog is like the whatever.
Yeah, it's real weird, and like I have like no idea. Yeah. I have no idea what they should be doing here, but they definitely are not doing Pog justice. But at the same time, the Pogchamp guy got kicked off for a reason.
Yeah. There's a story.
So the real reason he got like booted off of Pogchamp was actually because of his position on the recent matter of the Capitol building being stormed.
Yes.
And so one of his most recent tweets, his name's actually Ryan Gutex. I can't pronounce it right. I can't pronounce it right.
Gutierrez.
How do you pronounce it?
Gutierrez.
Gutierrez. Yeah. So that's his name.
Gutierrez.
But Gutex is actually a Street Fighter player, and he recently tweeted, "Will there be civil unrest for the women who was executed inside the Capitol today, or will the MAGA martyr die in vain?" And Twitch saw this, and let me get political matters aside, the people who raided the Capitol building are considered by the U.S. to have committed an act of terror.
Yes.
And are considered to be
terrorist.
in the definition a terrorist. Yes. So they're not from another country, they're from our country, yes. But they committed an act of terror and they are considered terrorists. Political matters aside.
Yes.
Those are the people who they are, and that's what they did. So aside from a legal sense, Twitch stated, We want the sentiment and use of Pog to live on.
Yes.
Its meaning is much bigger than the person depicted or image itself, and it has a big place in Twitch culture. However, we can't, in good conscience, continue to enable the use of the image. We will work with the community to design a new emote for the most hype moments on Twitch. And that's their statement on the Pog. And I think this was a great thing by Twitch. Even
they
though
did it in a good way. I'm
personally upset by Pogchamp going away, but I actually think this was the correct move by Twitch. Even though people didn't know who this guy was, people probably don't even care who he was. They probably just liked his face, and that was pretty much it. Yeah. But I think it's the correct matter to start moving away from that type of stuff, because if we're just here to support it, it's not going to get any better.
You got to see that, like, the guy, like, when Pogchamp was a thing, like, this started to become like somewhat of a global thing. Like, you hear people saying Pog, nobody knowing what it means. It's just like, it's Pogchamp. People think it's play of the game or something. And you look it up and you see this guy's face. Like, he has like not somewhat of a voice, but he has like some type of status in the world to where as though what he says is like is going to be like viewed and judged upon like by others. Like, a lot of people are going to be seeing what you're saying, because like this is not somewhat of a movement, but this is like the start of something. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he's not like he number one 100% is like the Pog god or whatever, but like it did come from him, and he was a popular face. But you know, you can't say a lot of things sometimes when you have that certain expectation from others. You can't say a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's certain popularity, too.
Like, even if you do have sights on that, you shouldn't be saying that blatantly just out in the open like DH and just be like, yeah, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
And you can argue that the PogChamp guy should be lived up to the same standards as any form of celebrity,
like
or even like streamer or content creator or anybody. And that's a great argument to make. And I do understand Twitch's decision to remove the PogChamp emote. But I do think the PogChamps they have selected are very poor, and they should be probably different ones selected to take the spot of Pogchamp. Because even though I do understand supporting small streamers, supporting small content creators is important, they don't resemble Pog enough. They don't. They honestly don't. And there are a few in there that are pretty good, and I would be okay with, but none of them resemble the same.
They're not Pog enough.
The same essence of. Yeah, they're not Pog enough. They're not the Pogchamp that it was. You have to have the face. You have to have the mouth. You have to have the eyes. No, and I'm serious. It's a very specific face.
I don't know if you watch My Hero. You watch My Hero? Did you watch like all of it? It's like so far what's coming out?
Remember, I've seen all of it.
Is a scene in there when Deku tries to like be like friends with All Might's freaking sidekick, and like he does like an All Might face, and the guy's like, "Are you trying to make fun of All Might? That's not how you make his face. You have to make his face right here and turn this up, and the eyes are more squinting than the cheeks." I was like, "Oh my god, that's exactly what that reminded me of." He's like, "Yeah, his."
I can't wait for season 5.
Yes.
Season 5?
We're all waiting. Okay. We're waiting for you, My Hero. Come back.
And back on topic, we're gonna switch topics. Actually, we're gonna talk about CD Projekt Red for a second, because we have an update for CD Projekt Red. Actually,
okay. So basically, we already know what happened with Cyberpunk 2077. You can check that out in episode 0 of the Big Bad Podcast. But basically, what happened was, Cyberpunk was promising a game and it wasn't living up to its expectations. But recently, the co-founder of CD Projekt Red, his name is Marcin Iwinski. He basically like made like a showcasing video, basically promising DLC and apologizing for the glitches and bugs inside of all of the console released Cyberpunk 2077. Now, this is the thing, because they already sent out a letter promising something for Cyberpunk 2077. Not being able to give it out. I wish I could find that exact letter, but it was a letter basically promising some stuff, and he had to show his face for this time to give some promises of DLC coming out of this year, free DLC, 2 major.
And I would like to note that this does not help them in the lawsuit whatsoever. It's just. It was done in a way
type of like a fruit basket to your house. Like, hey man, this doesn't affect us.
It was It was like an apology note. It's not gonna help them within this lawsuit that they're going through whatsoever. And I don't even know if it plays any relevance to that, because apology is just what it is and its apology. It's not gonna like, oh, I'm sorry, I killed this guy. It's just an apology, you know. It's not. It doesn't help you in any legal battles. Yeah. But yeah, and they stated that CD Projekt Red was going to be able to release a new update within 10 days of when this video came out. So we'll be looking into that, and I will surely be playing it once the update comes out, and I will let you know if there were any improvements to the game, because a lot of people are looking to know if the game is going to get any better. And I think they said free DLC, right?
Yeah. It's going to be two major DLC coming out for the summer that they promised for 2021. It's going to be, I don't know around which time, but it's going to be two major DLC that they're dropping. They said they promised again. So let's hope they did that. He showed his face with it. So basically what they were saying is like, hey, man, if this doesn't come out, then we're just done. Just don't believe in us. F it.
Yeah, like, and also they promised multiplayer also. So we'll see if that lives up to that. They
actually might just like update that like third person view and just put that into the system.
There's modders working on the game right now. The modders actually have improved the game significantly. And it's actually kind of cool. And there's a certain mods that change the entire look and feel of the game, like makes it look like a PS2 game or a Borderlands game. It's really kind of cool what they did. But speaking of those companies that being shitty companies, I wanted to talk about Star Citizen. So, Star Citizen is a game that probably many have heard of and many have not heard of at the exact same time. So, Star Citizen is a game that is the highest crowdfunded game ever. Just ever. There's no game that has more crowdfunding than Star Citizen.
Now, for the viewers, when you say crowdfunding, what do you mean?
I mean that people are donating money for skins or ships or guns or whatever. And Star Citizen is supposed to be this open world, like science fiction game where you can just explore any planets. You can fight, fight people in space and everything. Like it's your complete like dream of a game
for like space.
If you're into if you're into
basically
sci-fi.
Like the biggest MMORPG for space, like for like sci-fi space, universal
and
space travel.
And their crowdfunding numbers is actually $300 million. They earned $300 million this year, and they earned $200 million back in 2018, and they got $100 million back in 2014. And yeah, their game has gotten so much money.
The CEO
so
started
much.
Balling, just like, yo, I would use $1 million of this for myself.
But the game's still not out
yet.
It was started in 2014 and it's 2021. This game is already 7 years old, and more. it's not even coming out. And their single player game, Squadron 42, was supposed to be the campaign of Star Citizen, and it was supposed to come out last year. And now it's supposed to come out this year. But it was also supposed to come out in 2019. Yeah, in previous years.
The previous year before
that. Nobody knows when this game is coming out.
For every year, basically, since what, 2010?
I don't even know when they started egging on. The thing about this company is they have no publishing company, which is... We always complain about companies like EA and their microtransactions and all of these terrible things that they're doing. But EA still pulls out these banger games with great graphics, good gameplay, everything. Like, yes, their monetization sucks, but like they're at least pumping out games. Without a publishing company, a lot of companies, like developers, would be not on track to release games on time. And that's why it's so hard for like indie developers to get off like their feet, and everything. But because a publisher just does so much for you, they really do. And if you're a small company and you're being a publishing company is willing to buy you and have you make games for them, that's like a blessing. Yeah. That's like a blessing for any small company. But it's really shitty that they're making people pay them so much money for this game that's still not out yet. And like, if I go to their website, it like screams like play now all over their website and everything. But when you hit play now, it sends you to a page where it says, "Oh, buy this shit for $45."
I think I can make a game for $1 million. Hey, Star Citizen fans, give me $300 million.
If you paid me $45 for a ship, I would build you an indie game on the spot.
Give me $330 million. I will make you a game.
I'll make you a game. I'll make you
any game they have ever made in their life. The Star Citizen.
And this
make a game.
And this brings the question. This brings like tons of questions. Like, how do popularity in games affect the community so much? Like, what makes a game like so popular that the community just goes head over heels to just support this game to the bitter end? It's now a literal cult or religion or something. It's insane. It's insane how people go bloodthirsty for a game that's not even out yet. Like what they did with Cyberpunk, what they did with No Man's Sky, what they did with this game and everything. It's insane what people do to see these games on the market. And it begs the question of, how do we fix this? Developers are not always 100% truthful with us anymore, like they used to be. Like, I remember in times before this where, like, a game would come out, the bugs would just be in the game permanently, but the game would still be. And now
just be a thing. Like, hey man, if you go in the corner over here on Mario and double triple jump this one and throw a shell, it's gonna be a guy's face there. It's the developer. They put it there.
Yeah, but it's still playable.
Yeah, it's still playable. It's still playable. But they'll just keep it there. Like, oh, yeah, that was cool, and they'll just keep it going. It shouldn't be enough.
Games like Cyberpunk
stop.
But games like Cyberpunk have like tons of glitches and game-breaking bugs.
It was literally, I seen a guy like at a freaking urinal. He's peeing, and then he was done peeing, and the pee is still going flying everywhere. I'm like, what the? He walks away into the bar, and the pee is flying. I'm like, whoa. Nobody else sees the pee everywhere flying from this guy. I'm like, this is a bug.
It's insane. It's insane how people react to these games just being told to you. Yeah. Like, yes, I am a subject of that, but at the same time, like, I was fully willing to get Cyberpunk any way or condition it was coming out, because the reason between Cyberpunk and a game like No Man's Sky is I bought both on release, but No Man's Sky I was directly lied to, and Cyberpunk I saw the gameplay and I knew it looked like good gameplay that I would like.
Yeah, it was cool.
And I bought it. Yeah. And Cyberpunk's a really good game. It's an amazing game on PC. There's a ton of bugs, and I really don't want to play it with all those bugs, but I'm willing to go back to the game. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, hey, I really want to play Cyberpunk. And I was like, no, I don't, because I want to wait till the bugs are fixed.
It all comes down to, like, the developers, they're just losing, like, they're just getting so much money now. There's so much money going out to them that they're like, hey, even if we don't meet the extreme expectations, we can meet some type of expectations and just make a DLC. If we don't do everything the first time, we just make a DLC, just like all the things they're doing. Just like how battle royales are a thing now. Like, if your game doesn't have a battle royale, it's not going to be AAA. On release, we don't have to do everything on release. We can just do it halfway through, like, the next year. We can release it, do it halfway through the next year, and then be like, oh, DLC. That's how it works now.
Yeah, no, definitely. And my last question for the day, I just wanted to ask you, Drake, what in your opinion is the best way to avoid hype? Like, hype in general. You're hyped about this new soundtrack, but, like, this soundtrack on release is so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. But you were so hyped for it. How do you avoid this hype? How do you counteract all this hype that's going into these games that are coming out year after year that people are just disappointed with? Like, and buying pre-orders and paying more money for this.
It's all coming with like promotion, man. You got these big companies, like, I mean, not even big companies. You got these people just releasing games and promoting themselves like, yo, game of the year. This is gonna be amazing. Be ready. It's gonna be this, that, this. And then they build up all these expectations of them, of all these people. They're like, yo, this is gonna be the greatest one. And then like, when it comes out, you're like, dang, man, this is hype for no reason. But the other guy's like, I don't understand how it's hype. I think it's all promotion. Yeah. How to avoid it? No, you just stay humble. Stay humble with your designs. Humble. You stay humble with your gameplay. Like, hey, this is gonna be this type of game, this exact way. We're not gonna give you everything because we still want our secrecy with the game. But it's gonna be this, that, this, and we're not gonna make any goddamn super promises that we're not gonna make. Find it out yourself. Play the game. See something good about it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I was thinking about this question myself, and I think the best way to avoid hype, and by the way, I didn't know if I mentioned this, but this is the question of the day. So if you guys have any comments on the best way to avoid hype, leave them down below in the comment section, and I'll try to respond to any of them that come my way. But yeah, so I think the best way to avoid hype is play other games. Play other games out there. There's millions upon millions of other games that are very similar to the game that you're really looking forward to coming out recently.
Rather than focus.
And they're already reviewed. They're already out on Steam. People have already played them and reviewed them, and some of them are still being updated.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think the best way to avoid buying a game that you're upset with, buy the $20 game on Steam that has gotten those good reviews and has gotten community feedback, and the developers actually care about their game and are willing to improve on it. I honestly was been playing. I don't know if you heard of the game called Raft.
Yeah, I seen you playing it.
I've been playing Raft for like 7 hours. 7 hours, and that's all I've been playing it for. And I played it like 3 times on stream.
Yeah.
I have had so much fun playing that game over any AAA game that has come out recently. Anyone. I've had so much fun playing that game and I've only played it for like 7 hours in total. And there's tons of games like that. Tons and tons and tons and tons of games. I know I played this game for a while too, Satisfactory. That was a great game that I played. And there's so many more indie games that are coming out every day that you can always look forward to. And I think that's honestly the best way you can ever avoid hype. And if you can't think of a game that's very similar to this game, like this AAA game coming out, I guarantee you could just ask anyone. Ask what they've played. Have you heard of a game that's similar to this? It's all this conversation. Yeah. And I probably could give you pointers onto what games to look for and what games are similar to what. There's just so many. There's so many out there. And they're so much cheaper than any $60 game that you're going to get.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
All right.
But
that's all I had to go over.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm questionable. Thank you so much for watching the Big Bad Podcast.
Big Bad Podcast. Host questionable.
The Big Bad Podcast. I'm questionable. Thank you so much for watching the Big Bad Podcast. I'm sorry. I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
You gotta edit this. Put a little stuff right.
Yeah. I was working like 4 hours today. After working all last week, so I'm just like so done right now. But yeah, no. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you guys again soon. And this has been Trig as well. Trig the Villain.
Follow me on all social media at Trig the Villain. Check out villaincorporation.com as well. Thank you.
And all of my social medias are down below in the YouTube video. But for people who are watching on Trig's Instagram, you can go follow me at twitch.tv/questionable_games, or find my social medias on those pages too. But yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Bye.